First of all, what is data science? I'm really proud of this diagram because I made this last night. So data science is basically the journey of data right from the raw data all the way to the wisdom. What raw data is kind of like, let's say we have temperature readings for each day. That's raw data. It doesn't mean anything as it is. And then from that data, we want to extract some information, and that's the next step. We go through data pre-processing and data processing. We make word clouds. There are a lot of different techniques that you can use to gather information. That is basically a chart displaying daily temperature trends. So now it's not raw data that doesn't make sense to people. Now this is information that you can show somebody, and they can look at it, and it makes sense to them. And then from there, we go and create knowledge out of it. Now, what does knowledge mean in this case? This is directly derived from the information, but then in this case, now we are at a step where we are ready to make decisions out of this. We want to study the patterns in this data. We have a bunch of charts with us. Now we want to see how those charts are connected with each other, how different data points connect to each other, and how it can help our company or our research. In this case, it would be the climate change trend from temperature data, and then recommending actions based on this. Like, oh, I noticed that every time it rained, something stopped working in the way we were taking the reading, so maybe we need to fix that. So that would be one of the important recommendations that would come out of that. Or something along the lines of, this room needs better temperature control because it is not measuring that. There is a very drastic change in temperature as soon as the weather changes outside. So maybe to keep it more stable, we need to have better air conditioning. So that would be one example of gathering knowledge out of that. And then wisdom. Wisdom is what most companies care about. The first three steps are what you as a data scientist would care about, but the wisdom is the part that the stakeholders would be most interested in. How can they leverage? For example, what are the policies that they can implement based on the recommendations that you gave them? How does that affect the company? How does that affect the KPI of the company? Is that something that is feasible, or is that something that they cannot afford to do? So that part comes from wisdom. And there are different fields, different people throughout the journey that are part of making wisdom out of this raw data.